Yo, what's good, guys? It's Austin here, or Luna. So today's story time, in my opinion, is a pretty interesting one. I think you guys will enjoy it. The story time involves an old relationship of mine, but not like any other relationship, okay? I've told countless story times on this channel about previous relationships and how they've crashed and burned and how I've met some people that are, questionable in the sanity realm. And I think you guys will enjoy this one because it's a little bit different than the other ones. This story time takes place in 2020. Now, 2020, as we know, was a pretty awful year. I feel like for most people, I feel like 90% of the people watching this could probably agree that 2020 sucked. Maybe some of you had a great 2020. I mean, I hope you all did, but me personally, I had a terrible 2020, and a lot of my friends did as well. And for many reasons, not just because of the pandemic and stuff, but because of many other things, this being one of them. I hope you guys enjoy it. Let's jump right into it. So today's story time all starts off as a normal day in 2020, a very, very normal day. It was the beginning of 2020, so it was before everything kind of hit the fan. And I was sitting in my apartment, just sitting in my living room on my phone. And at the time, I was dating this girl. And, for the most part, she was cool, but she definitely had a little bit of a temper problem. She'd get angry very easily. And I didn't think anything of it. I thought, okay, whatever. It's not like a deal breaker. Until on this day. Okay, so I invited her over. And I thought it'd be like a normal hangout session. She'd come over, we'd watch a movie or something, just do what we normally do. And she comes over, sits down on my couch, and we get into an argument almost immediately about the dumbest shit ever. So I opened Instagram while on the couch with her, and we just did what we always do, where I sit there and scroll through IG or through YouTube or whatever, and she sits there and watches me scroll through it, and we just kind of watch stuff or go through photos together. And I'm going through my Instagram, and I pass by an Insta model. And it wasn't even like an Insta model that I followed. It was like somebody tagged her in a post of her wearing one of their shirts. It was my friend's brand, and this Insta model was wearing the shirt. So he posted her wearing it on his profile. And she starts freaking out about it. She's like, do you follow her? Are you guys friends? Did you date when you were in LA or something? And I was like, I don't even know who that is. Like, that's just my friend's t-shirt. She's wearing it, so he reposted it because it's his brand. Like, that's not even her profile that I follow. And she goes, no, I don't believe that. I'm going to DM her right now. And she grabs my phone out of my hand and starts trying to DM this girl. Like, she goes to her profile, hits send DM. There's no DM history between us. And I take my phone back from out of her hand. And I'm like, you are being insanely insecure right now. Like, you need to chill out. I don't know what's good with you today, but, you got to trust me. I'm not out here DMing Insta models or having, secret relationships with them behind your back. I didn't date her when I was in LA. I don't even know who that is. And she's like, well, I don't know. I'm just, nervous because you used to live out there and you knew some of those girls. I was like, I knew of them, but I wasn't friends with them. And she goes, whatever. And we start getting into it even more. We keep arguing. I thought that it would stop after I debunked her bullshit claims, but she just kept going with it, accusing me of random shit. And finally, I couldn't take it anymore. After 15 minutes of straight arguing about this and trying to convince her that I wasn't cheating on her, I just threw my phone down on the ground and walked out of my apartment and went for a walk without her because I couldn't handle it anymore. So I go for a walk to clear my head and calm down, and I'm just walking around outside, just trying to relax. And after about 30 minutes of walking, I decided it's time to go back to my apartment and go back and deal with that situation. So I go back to my apartment, I walk in the front door, and I immediately realize something. My girlfriend's on my laptop. She's on my laptop, the same laptop that I'm signed into YouTube on, the same laptop that I use for a lot of things when I'm traveling. And I see that she's on it, and I'm like, what are you doing? She goes, oh, nothing, and she shuts the laptop. And I was like, what were you just doing? She goes, nothing. So I go, and I check the laptop, I open it up, I go on YouTube to make sure my YouTube's okay, because that was the first thing that crossed my mind, and my YouTube was signed out. And I was like, did you sign out of my account on this? Like, my YouTube's not signed in anymore. And she just gives me this evil smirk. And I'm like, what'd you do? And I go to sign into it, and it says my password was changed 20 minutes ago. And I'm like, what the fuck? Did you change my password? And she goes, maybe. I go to sign in on my phone, same thing. I click on forgot password, I go to reset my password, and it says that it will send a text message to my phone number, right? But the thing is the phone number was changed. It was her phone number now. This girl, when I went on my walk, went on my YouTube channel, went to my security settings, changed the two-step phone to her phone, and pretty much hacked my YouTube channel from my own computer. I had no idea that this girl was that smart, but she was. She was a fucking evil genius, basically. So yeah, after I realized that this girl basically hacked my own channel and took it away from me and put her phone as the two-step phone, I was like, give me your phone. She goes, why? I was like, because I know what you did. You went on my channel and changed everything. I know what you did. And she goes, yeah, maybe you'll realize that you're not shit without your clout channel. And I was like, what are you talking about, clout channel? Like, I just upload gaming videos. Like, I'm not out here acting like I'm the shit. I'm not acting like I'm some famous individual. So please, let me see your phone so I can get back on my YouTube and reset my info. And she goes, no. And she walks away and walks out of my apartment completely away from me and starts heading towards the parking lot. So naturally, I'm not about to just let this girl steal my YouTube from me. So I follow her out to the parking lot, just like debating with her, just like, hey, give me your phone, like, let me get back on my shit. And she just completely ignores me, hops in her car, and drives off. And at this point, I'm kind of shitting myself because I basically just got my channel hacked by my own girlfriend and taken away from me. So at this point, I'm feeling way more than defeated. I'm just standing in that parking lot watching her car drive away as I have no YouTube and basically no girlfriend at that point, because at that point, I was over that shit. I was dumping her. So I went back into my apartment, sat down, opened up my laptop, tried to sign in again, thinking it would work, but obviously it wouldn't because she changed my password. And I'm just feeling completely out of options. I'm like, yo, what do I do? So I hit up one of my hacker friends. He didn't know what to do. He pretty much told me like I was fucked. I hit up another friend of mine from YouTube. He didn't know what to do. He said he'd like put in a request with the YouTube team. I was just pretty much feeling very, very defeated at this point. My only way of getting that channel back was to like act really nice to my girl and get it back from her that way. But honestly, with the amount of crazy she was being, I wasn't about to do that. So I thought long and hard about what to do. And then it hit me. I had this brilliant idea. I called up my girlfriend's mom. Now, the thing about my girlfriend's mom is she loved me. I don't know what it was, but she liked me a lot. So I called her up and I was like, hey, listen, this is going to sound really weird and kind of unbelievable, but your daughter just stole my YouTube channel. Now, her mom knew about my YouTube because when I started dating her daughter, I told her about it. So she knew all about it and all the subs that it had and stuff. And she goes, are you serious? How'd she do that? And I explained to her the whole situation. And somehow, some way, she believed me. And here's the part where I got so lucky. I tell her about how I need her daughter's phone to get back into my account. Like, I need to see her text messages. And she goes, oh, well, I have a parental, like, spy software on her phone. I was like, wait, what? You can see your daughter's text messages? And she's like, well, yeah, the phone carrier that we go through, if you're the admin on the account, you can look at everyone that, you have on your account and look at their text messages. And I was like, seriously? And she goes, yeah, what do you need to know? I was like, okay, 1 second. So I quickly grab my laptop, I go on youtube.com, I try to sign in, I click forgot password, it says that it needs to send a code to my two-step phone, which was my girlfriend's phone, and I had it send the code, and my girlfriend's mom was immediately able to give me that code through looking at her text messages on like the admin website of her phone carrier's website, and I was able to sign back into my YouTube and reset the password, and completely just, turn the tables on my crazy girlfriend, now ex-girlfriend. So after that, I thanked her mom, hung up, called my girlfriend up, told her I was fucking breaking up with her because she's crazy for doing that, and that was the end of that. Sadly, it didn't really end there. She tried to call me a bunch of times, and she even showed up at my apartment twice and knocked on the door to try and, persuade me to not break up with her, but I didn't answer the door or her calls because I was not dealing with that anymore. So yeah, moral of the story is, do not leave your phone and your computer with anything valuable on it in a room alone with someone you don't trust 100%, because my dumbass went on a walk and left pretty much everything at her disposal to hack me. So yeah, that's pretty much that. I thought this was a crazy story time. In the end, everything was all good. I learned my lesson real quick, and that'll never happen again. I hope you guys enjoyed this story. Leave a like on the video if you guys did enjoy it. Feel free to leave your story times in the comments down below, and subscribe if you're new. I'll see you all later. Peace.
Face on back, I don't wanna look back, I don't want it like that. I've been going too fast, all the girls like that, and the fake ones wanna see my pulse go flat, and my day ones know I'm a pace on back.